It was 2 years ago at this very same Avid conference at 11 o'clock at night when I received a phone call from one of my Avid students. I picked up the phone like I usually do, and I said, "Yo, what's up?" The reply is one of the most vivid memories I've ever made in my teaching career. The reply was, "Mr. Ilac, I'm tired of hurting and I don't want to be here anymore. I have a razor blade and I have a bottle of pills and I just wanted to say goodbye." That response hit me like a freight train as my heart sank to the floor. I immediately started scrambling, thinking, where in the heck in all my education classes was lessons on how to talk a student down from committing suicide? Well, the answer was simple. There weren't any. I then remembered vaguely from some far ago health class that if someone's about to commit suicide, yet they reach out and they tell someone, there's hope talking them down because it is their last cry for help. I then began the process of a 4-hour phone call that would eventually convince her from making a terrible life-ending mistake. We all know Avid means advancement via individual determination. But for me, I know it only has one other word, and that is family. There is something unique about teaching the Avid class versus your regular teaching assignment. The thing that is unique is the personal relationships that you get to create with each and every one of your students. I'm sorry if I mess up and I called them my kids instead of my students, but for me, that's what they are. They're my kids. How else can you describe a relationship where it's your responsibility to guide 30 young minds through 4 years of high school rigor, 4 years of personal growth, and probably the hardest one, hormonal changes, and the bittersweet fight to get them all accepted to a 4-year university? To commit oneself to such an audacious mission, you might as well be adopting every single kid in that class. You can see now why it was so instinctive for me when I got that phone call to do whatever I could, because I wasn't just helping one of my students, I was saving the life of one of my children. Honestly, 11 years ago, I was only thought of as a wrestling coach on my campus. Most of the people I ran across thought I taught PE. I mean, come on, look at you should see their faces when I tell them I teach Avid. They look at me like I'm not supposed to teach Avid. Honors teachers and AP teachers are supposed to teach Avid because that's the class that has all the smart kids in it. I tell them no. Avid is the class that has the hardest working kids in it, who then become the smartest kids on campus. When I tell them what we have the Avid students do, from Cornell notes to binder checks to tutorials to Scratics, they are astounded that the kids volunteer for the class. I tell them how Avid has become the most rewarding aspect of my teaching career and how my life will never ever be the same. Thanks to Avid, I have over 90 adopted children and I have 37 newborns coming this fall. Now on my campus, I'm still known as Coach Ilac, can't get away from that. But they also know me as the pit bull of Avid because of all the battles I wage to maintain our program and how fiercely I protect our Avid students. In my last Avid class, we had a saying, and I'll try to go slow for this, "Kalua I kanu'u," which is a Hawaiian proverb that means strive for the summit. What better mountain could you climb as a teacher than the awesome undertaking of guiding a class of first-generation college students through the most difficult time of their lives to the promised land of opportunity that lies in higher education? For me, there is nothing more rewarding, and I will do it again and again as long as I am teaching, due to the difference that it makes in my children's lives. I look forward to some of the best days of my life When I get to witness my Avid kids come off their stage at college with their diplomas in their hand, and when they come up and say thank you, I just had 4 of those. It makes me cry. Sorry. I hope and pray that you get to share in the same joy and fulfillment that my Avid family brings me. I encourage all of you to go home and form your own Avid families and mentor them also to strive for the summit. Thank you.